At the edge of the Sahara Desert, hidden beneath heat, dust, and silence, stood one of the greatest centers of knowledge in African history. Its name was Timbuktu. For centuries, people across the world heard stories about the mysterious desert city. Some believed it was overflowing with gold. Others thought it was only a myth. But Timbuktu was real, and behind its mud brick walls, families protected something even more valuable than treasure: books. Thousands of ancient books. Books about astronomy, medicine, mathematics, law, poetry, and philosophy. At a time when many parts of the world struggled through chaos and war, scholars in Timbuktu were studying the stars. Caravans crossed the deadly Sahara carrying salt, gold, ivory, and knowledge. The journey was brutal. Travelers faced sandstorms powerful enough to bury entire caravans beneath the dunes. The desert heat killed the weak. The nights froze the exhausted. But still, they came. Because Timbuktu had become one of the intellectual capitals of Africa, students traveled from distant regions to study there. Scholars filled learning centers and libraries. Some families valued books more than gold itself. Inside dark rooms lit by candles, scribes copied manuscripts by hand. Every page carried knowledge passed down across generations, and slowly, hidden behind the desert winds, Timbuktu became legendary. But danger was approaching the city, and the libraries would soon face a terrifying threat. As powerful empires fought for control across North Africa, fear spread toward Timbuktu. Invading armies moved through the desert carrying weapons unfamiliar to many local fighters. The people of Timbuktu understood something terrifying. Wars do not only destroy cities, they destroy memory. And if the manuscripts disappeared, centuries of African knowledge could vanish forever. So families made a desperate decision. The books had to be hidden. Under the cover of darkness, manuscripts were buried underground. Some were sealed inside wooden chests. Others were hidden behind walls inside homes. Quietly, secretly, the libraries began disappearing. Then the city slowly faded from global attention. Trade routes changed. Empires collapsed. The desert expanded, and Timbuktu became quieter with every generation. Dust covered the ancient books. Heat damaged fragile pages. Some collections remained untouched for centuries, but families refused to throw them away, even during poverty, even during hardship, because they believed the knowledge mattered. Then, centuries later, historians made a shocking discovery. The manuscripts still existed, not hundreds, thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of ancient texts hidden across Timbuktu. The world was stunned. Inside the Sahara Desert, Africa had preserved one of history's greatest hidden libraries, and suddenly, Timbuktu was no longer forgotten. As researchers studied the manuscripts, they uncovered extraordinary writings: ancient astronomy, mathematics, medicine, law, scientific observations written centuries earlier. The manuscripts challenged old stereotypes about African history. Timbuktu had not been isolated from knowledge. It had helped create it. Libraries and preservation centers began protecting the fragile texts. One of the most famous became the Ahmed Baba Institute. But then, danger returned. Armed conflict spread across northern Mali. Fear once again filled the streets of Timbuktu. Residents worried historical sites would be destroyed forever. And among the greatest fears was the possibility that the manuscripts could disappear. So, ordinary people made an extraordinary decision. They would secretly rescue the books. At night, librarians, families, and volunteers quietly moved manuscripts out of the city. Boxes filled with ancient texts were hidden inside vehicles. Some crossed dangerous checkpoints. Others traveled by boat. Every journey carried risk. If they failed, centuries of history could be lost forever. But still, they continued, quietly protecting the memory of an entire civilization. And somehow, Against all odds, thousands of manuscripts survived today. Timbuktu still stands beside the Sahara Desert. The winds still move through its ancient streets. The sand still drifts against old mud brick walls. But hidden within libraries and private collections, the voices of the past still survive. The manuscripts of Timbuktu proved something powerful. Africa was never without knowledge, never without scholarship, never without intellectual history. For centuries, families protected these books through invasion, poverty, conflict, and time itself. Not kings, not armies. Ordinary people. People who believed memory was worth saving, and even today, historians believe many manuscripts remain hidden somewhere in the Sahara, waiting to be discovered, waiting to speak again, because Timbuktu was never just a desert city. It was a fortress of knowledge, a place where books became treasure and where generations risked.